Hi, in this video I'm going to briefly cover solving percent problems using proportions. So you probably have learned this before, but it's good to have a review. Before we get into the proportion bit, one thing that I would like to say about percentages is that they are reversible. So if you have 50% of 2, that's the same as saying 2% as 50. Of 50. Because 50% of 2 is 1, 2% of 50 is also 1. Usually your brain has an easier time of doing one than it does the other. So like if it was something like 5% of 75, well actually let's do 4% of 75. You could do 75% of 4, and that will give you that will give you 3. And 4% of 75 is also 3, but one of them your brain does easier. Anyway, that was just to set up that. The other is using the basic proportion. P over 100 is the same as amount over, and I don't remember what the B stands for, but basically it's like, I don't know. We'll get into that in a minute. P is percent. 100 is basically just like it's what makes it a percent, because a percent is out of 100. And then amount over, it's basically, they'll be like equal basically. So we don't have our percentage in this case, so we'll keep it as P over 100. Basically we just fill stuff in. Of 44 is 44. So P is going to equal 100 in this, because 100% of 44 is 44. P, we have 100% over 100 is equal to over question mark. Sometimes I confuse which ones to put on top. We'll get to that in a minute. Sometimes you can tell what you've done, and you can sort of get a feel for what feels correct. In this case, it will also be 63, because 100% of 63 is 63. This one is asking, what percent of 100 is 91? Over 100 is equal to 91, and then over 100 of something is 91. So to get P, we want to get P by itself. What we can do is we can times this side by 100 to get rid of the denominator. So P is equal to 91 over 100 times 100, which is going to give us P is equal to 91, because we can cross both those 100s out. So 91% of 100 is 91, which makes sense. Suppose that in 1999, Japan produced 17.196 million bikes. The total world production that year totaled 116 million bikes. What percent of the world's total produced bikes? What percent of the world's total production of bikes is contributed by Japan? Round your answer to the nearest tenth. So 116 million bikes. Hold on. Let me think this one through. When we're using proportions, what we actually want, we don't know the percentage. I don't know why I put 116 up there. It'll be 17.196 over 116. We know that the smaller number is going to be on top because they can't produce more than what the world produced. If we're including Japan, that just doesn't make sense. So we'll put 116 million on the bottom, and then we'll do P over 100 to find percent, because we're looking for percent. What percent? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. So then we can times 100 by both sides to get P by itself. So 17196 over 100 times 100 is equal to 1719.6 over 100, basically. If I remember correctly. No, I did something wrong. my bad. We can just cross out the hundreds. So it's still going to be 17.1. Oh, I had 100 on the bottom instead of 116. That was my bad. I don't know why I didn't catch that. So 100, 116. So it's going to be 1719.6 over 116, which is going to give you, let me plug this into my little calculator. Um, 14.82%. And that should be our answer. They produce 14.82, about 14.82 percent of the bikes of the world. And that makes a sense. 14.82 of 116, you can do 0.1482 times 116 is going to give you 17.1912, which is about the same basically. Yeah. To go back to knowing which is on top and which is on bottom, basically, whatever is, so it's like, if you had something like 30 out of 100, out of is a good indicator. Out of whatever comes next is probably going to be on the bottom. So like, it'd be 30 over 100 is equal to percent over 100. That's an indicator. And then like we can look at some of the example problems that we had. Like out of or of 100. Like percent of 100. The of is going to be on the bottom, like of 100 on the bottom. I don't know. I'm sounding like that one Garfield comic. Anyway, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I will answer them as soon as possible. Hopefully I explained that good. See you later.